Did you ever notice how rain sounds like a domagon? Asked the scarecrow. The lion put his paw to his mouth. Shh. The grimace was anything but fearsome. He looked like an overgrown child in lion pajamas. Then they heard what he was hearing. Before they could do anything about it, a stone at the base of the statue of Lorena was shifted to one side. Up from the earth poked the paw of a creature. A badger, a beaver, something brown, whiskered, and sensible. A slope-right of sort larger than his valley cousin. You've some nerves, besmirching the memory of Lorena with your prattle, said the Mountain Grite. His jowls made a sad flapping noise as he spoke. Nerve, said the lion, I wish. We're milling sheltering you from the storm, said Dorothy. May we have your blessing to stay here? The Grite bared an impressive collection of incisors and canines. What business is it of yours, said Liir. We're not bothering you. The Grite looked around as if assessing whether he might take them all at once and get rid of them. Apparently not. My digs, if you want to call it that, he said at last, are directly below. You're a big heavy lot, and you're going to collapse the walls of my lodging. A bad place to build, said the Tin Man, for whom the teeth of the Mountain Grite weren't much of a threat. An insult to Lorena, actually. Maybe, but I didn't do. And if the whole thing gives you and tumble in, you'll starve to death down here. The stink of your rotting corpses won't appeal to the spirit of Lorena, however beloved of the natural world she is to be. The storm can't last forever, said Dorothy. The Grite came forward a little. Quite possibly I have rabies, you know. Fair warning. I bite first, and I don't ask questions. The lion sighed and removed himself from the makeshift tent. Out there, the deluge sloped on him like a fountain cursing over a sculpted lion. We're not going to let some overgrown rodent chase us into a storm, said Liir. If you bite me, I'll bite you back and return your rabies to you. Go away. That's a capable awning you have, the Grite wrinkled to his face. My eyes aren't what they used to be. What is it? It's a cape, said Liir. What business of yours? That's the witch's cape, said Grite. I don't believe it. Where'd you get it? I took it, said Liir. More fool you. She'll have your head before nightfall. She's dead, said Dorothy, smugly. The Grite's eyes bulged, and he pushed his face near Dorothy, who flinched and drew back from him. He wasn't especially handsome specimen of his family. The witch's dead, he said. Can't be true. They nodded, each one of them. Oh, the shock of it. The Grite clutched his paws and whirred them back and forth. The shock of it. The witch is dead? The wind itself answered in a kind of obligato dissent. The witch is dead. Get out of here, said the Grite in a colder voice. Go on. I thought you'd be glad, said Dorothy. The retort was crypt and censorious. We held her in considerable regard. There have always been some animals who have been marched on her side right to the gates of Animal City, had she believed in armies, had she even given the word. You'll find no comfort among us. She was my friend, said Liir. Don't confuse us with assassins. You're a fledgling. You could barely manage to befriend her Kate, let alone the witch herself. To Dorothy, he added, move along, little Miss Thug and accomplices, before I call reinforcements to deal with you. The Grite sniffed the raw air, as if expecting to approve of their assertions in the small of the revised world. The witch is dead. It can't be. Wait until Princess Nastoya hears. Wait until the wizard hears. He was lost in his own ruminations, and turned to look up at the statue of Lorraine. Give us guidance, he said. Speak for once. The storm thundered very nearby. Everyone shuddered but the Grite. I mean, speaking the language we can understand, he clarified. The storm, or Lorraine within its might, didn't oblige. And indeed, moments later, the worst of the downpour was done, and the thunder shunted elsewhere. The Grite continued, I have no reason to give comfort to my enemy, but there you are. You may be villainous, but you are young, some of you, and perhaps learn to repent. I learned that wizardic battle huns are encamped on the banks of the Vincus River. Find the wizard's forces and they will protect you. That's my advice to you. The wizard's army will protect us? Snapped Liir. The Wizard of Oz is a menace. Of course he is. A despot. A suzerain. Call it what you will. The boss. And you've abetted him in his campaign to wipe out the Western resistant. The news will travel fast, my friends. Every time he said the word friends, it sounded less friendly. But take protection where you can. When the word of the death of Elphaba Throp spreads through those hills, you'll have a very difficult time of it. I won't answer for what happens next. You've heard my advice. Heed it. I'm not going to give up myself to any corpse of the Wizard's army, said Liir. There are forces down on the eastern side. We'll keep our plans to veer west and take our chances through Cumbricia's path. It'll be a longer route, but a safer one. Perhaps we better get going, said Dorothy nervously. You had better go on, agreed the Mountain Grite. I won't join a posse against you, but nor will I lie to my friends about what I've learned today. The clouds are passing over. If you tended to take the hairpin track down the western slope of Knobblehead Pike, you've overshot. You'll have it to back up. You won't reach the river valley before dark. Shelter under a black willow. You find a strand of them where the track levels out and circles a bit of highland swamp. You'll be safe there. Thank you, said Dorothy earnestly. Don't be a fool, said Liir. Think for what? You, said the Grite to the lion, are a turncoat. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. I'd be especially wary if I were you. Animals don't take lightly to traitors. If you were more of a lion, you'd know that. I did nothing, said the lion. I was locked in the kitchen. His tail twitched 8 or 10 times. The Grite kept his word and ratted on them. Before the travelers had finished washing the next morning, a scouting party of Scrow appeared at the edge of the Black Willow Grove. Riding bareback and nearly naked on their purple-white steeds, they looked like the wild centaurs in the mist. Without a word, but with considerable glower, the Scarecrow contingent circled the grove. Then their travelers were kept loosely penned. Attempted to negotiate were fruitless. They had no language in common. The languages of Oz. Liir had never thought about them. The father tongue always seemed universal. Even Dorothy spoke without particular inflections or special difficulty. True, the dialect of the mountain clans, the Arjikis, was characterized by the growling syllables halfway down the throat. But the difference had made little impression on Liir. He could still understand the Arjikis. So why would the isolated Mountain Grite speak the common tongue with clarity and effect, while a Scrow clung to a language only they understood? Right to the end, which I kept trying to teach the winged monkeys to speak, as if able to testify their lives someday. So much bound up in language. The language of spells themselves. Spells of all things. A way to order sounds, to make things shift, reveal what is hidden, conceal what's in it. He wished he had a skill for language. He wished he could spell magic, as with effort and increasing control, Elphaba learned to do. He could bind the Scrow frozen. He and his companions could walk away safely, but this was beyond him, like everything else. The Scrow scouts tossed the travelers hanks of repugnant dried meat and smoked corn. It was clear Dorothy and her company were there. A day and a half later, the leader of the Scrow arrived, traveling in a slow-moving controversy that was considerable car negotiated the path to the low-lying western bridge of Knobblehead Pike. And I'm gonna stop right there. See you later.